kind of wanted to show you guys the area we're staying in. This area is right in the middle between the Uintas Skinwalker Ranch and Sasquatch Canyon. It's actually closer to Sasquatch Canyon than any of the places. You know, it's about 20 miles from Skinwalker Ranch, where we just came from. It's about 5 miles from Sasquatch Canyon, and about 30 miles from the high Uintas. So we're right in the middle of Bigfoot activity and close to the Skinwalker area, where this is usually where our main base camp is when we're in these areas. It's a little cabin up here on 10 acres of property, and then it's just surrounded by pretty much nothing, you know, nothing but alpine and high desert. And but anyway, this mountain with Jenny's cabin on it, some of the neighbors up here have claimed to have seen Bigfoot on their property over the years. We, however, have not seen a Bigfoot up here, so. But when some of the neighbors have talked about it, we're like, well, yeah, we're only 5 miles from Sasquatch Canyon, from the mouth of that canyon, so. And actually, the Bigfoot sighting that happened this time last year was actually halfway between here and Sasquatch Canyon, only about 2.5 miles away. Yep, a bow hunter seen it crossing the road, and he went into the gas station. It's the closest gas station to where this all happened, and he went in there just going off telling everybody about what crossed the road in front of him. And it happened like around noon on an overcast day. Ran across the dirt road in front of him, and one of the ranchers that was in the store when he came in knows us, so he got a hold of us to let us know, and we came up there the very next day. Well, the next night we showed up, and we actually went on a night hike to pick up some cameras that we had about 15 miles down in Sasquatch Canyon. We picked up some cameras so the next morning we could put them closer to the Bigfoot sighting location. Went out and got all of our cameras and moved them in closer. So yeah, we were on the location within 2 days of it happening. Yeah, this place has a lot of bear activity, a lot of mountain lion activity, deer, elk, and this year the pine nuts are in season. You know, every 2, 3, 4 years, whatever it is, the conditions are right, and the pinyon pine trees produce their pine cones that are full of these wonderful pine nuts. And we're thinking that this may be a great Bigfoot year, because they're in season. The bears eat them up. May be a great opportunity for the Bigfoot. But yeah, we were up here a few weeks ago, and we collected about 4 Walmart bags full of these pine cones, and we're gonna collect some more tomorrow while we're up here. And if I remember, I will show you guys some photos or some videos of these pine cones and on the tree and what the nuts look like and stuff that come out of these pine cones. You know, the pine cones will produce like 8 to 30 nuts or whatever per pine cone. And they're just yummy. And you don't have to do anything to them. You eat them right out of the shell. Our buddy Mike, he roasts them. And that's good. I'm fine with them just natural, right out of the shell. One of the neighbors up here said that a Bigfoot come right up onto their porch at night and was looking in the windows. Kind of creepy. I doubt that's ever going to happen to us because we're up here looking for the creature, so Murphy's Law.
Some of them were, I don't know if it was the same people or different people, but they were, there was 2 or 3 of them and they were laughing. Do you remember that one?
It's the same one. They said that there was some odd laughing at night on around their cabin. And it sounded like there was 3 individuals laughing, and they said that they weren't human laughing. It was really creepy. And then that's after hearing the laughing around the cabin, that's when something come up onto their porch and scared the hell out of them looking in the windows. And, you know, they described what is a Bigfoot. You know, people aren't like, oh, I don't know what I saw anymore. I know people will say that, but people that aren't into the Bigfoot phenomenon, I mean, Bigfoot's mainstream, it's out there, there's all kinds of shows about it, so people are educated, they know what a Bigfoot is, what it's supposed to look like. Just about everybody's seen the Patty video, so, you know, these people are like, yeah, it was a Bigfoot that come up onto our porch and looked into the window, you know. And unfortunately, a lot of people are willing to tell their stories to us, but they don't want to be on camera telling their Bigfoot stories. You know, there's a lot of people out there that don't want to be ridiculed, and I don't blame them, because there's ridicule inside the Bigfoot community. You know, there's people that are Bigfoot enthusiasts and stuff, and they scare witnesses away, and it's kind of upsetting when somebody has enough nerve to tell us their story or to be on camera and tell it, and then you get the people on there that harass them about their experience and stuff. It makes it hard for other people to come forward. So on our YouTube channel, we don't allow harassment and badgering of these people for that reason. So it's a great way to get kicked from our channel.
But even so, there's a lot of people who still they'll tell you they will tell us their story, but they don't want to be on camera.
They want to remain anonymous.
Yep.
And we love those people. You know, you want to tell us their story and stay anonymous, that's great. At least you're getting it out there, and we can get your experiences out to the public, even if you want to remain anonymous.
Everybody has that right.
Yep. And I think it's really important to get it out there, and then you're getting with people like us that are going to go out to the area and look around, and You know, a lot of these places, we just don't go out one time and look around. We hit these areas, you know, several times over several years, because as rare and as elusive as Bigfoot is, you may see Bigfoot last year, and maybe it's 2 or 3 years before the creature comes into the area again, or it's always in the area. We don't know. But that's our tactic, to go to the places that people are seeing Bigfoot. And we don't take places seriously where there's just one random sighting out of the blue in an area. It's when certain areas start getting a history of many different people saying they saw it there. You know, I feel like we're not wasting our time if it's an area that has a handful of reported Bigfoot sightings. So those are the areas we mostly concentrate on, and I call them Bigfoot sighting hotspots.
It's really, really dark tonight.
Yeah, there was just a sliver of a moon last night, so
There's going to be lots and lots of stars tonight.
we're getting closer to a no moon.
Yeah, there's no light pollution out here, so you can see stars for days out here.
Yeah, I can't remember what year it was, but Southern California, I believe it was the LA area, they had a blackout that lasted 4 hours in the middle of a night one night. And the local authorities got a lot of phone calls, 911 calls. The community was reporting to the authorities a weird cloud hovering over the city during the blackout. Well, it turns out this cloud was the Milky Way. Just the constant light pollution in the LA area. You know, people have never had seen the Milky Way, so when there was the light pollution was eliminated, they got to see the Milky Way, and
They panicked.
it freaked a lot of people out, and a lot of people thought it had something to do with the blackout, and so pretty neat. But yeah, there's no light pollution where we're at now. If the moon's not out, you can see the stars forever, and the Milky Way just lights up. Coming up on our campsite up on the base camp. I hope you guys enjoyed a skinwalker slash Bigfoot drive through some of our Bigfoot stomping grounds. And I don't like to be called a Bigfoot researcher. I do some research to find the best places to search for Bigfoot. I don't think you can call yourself a researcher unless you can sit and observe these creatures for hours, like people do with the gorillas and the chimpanzees, the billy ape and all that. You know, that's a researcher. Finding footprints or hair and going to the locations people see Bigfoot, we're searching for Bigfoot. And I apologize, but I cringe when someone calls me a researcher. They call themselves a researcher, call someone else a researcher. We're all searching for Bigfoot. And maybe we get lucky and find a footprint from time to time, get a vocalization, and maybe a fleeting glimpse of a photo or a video. But it would be so nice to be able to find these creatures, be able to observe them for minutes or hours and film them. And we ever get to that situation where we can observe and film them for minutes or hours, then I'll be okay being called a researcher. But right now, I'm an enthusiast that searches for Bigfoot. I hope you guys enjoy all of our Bigfooting adventures. Keep on watching, we'll keep on squatching. these are the pine cones that are in season. The pine nuts are just wonderful, and every couple of years, sometimes 3 or 4 years, when the conditions are right, they just come in thick and heavy, and it's a great source of protein. And see, some of these are just opening up, some have already opened up, but there's what one looks like. And
yeah, they just see them all in the little pods, in there and there. In every little single one of these little guys, there's
pine nuts.
Whoops.
And sometimes in one pine cone you can get up to like 30 of these nuts.
Yeah, see, each one of them has.
And from what I understand, the bears will eat the pine cone and all.
Oh, this one has lots of them in it.
Uh-huh. So the bears are all over this. All the animals are, including us. We just love them. And
that's what they look like when they're opened.
yeah, the inside of the nut's a little white thing, and it just tastes wonderful.
We need to pick these.
Yeah, and this tree's just loaded.
Yeah, show them the next.
So what I'm saying is you know, the bears, everybody loves them. I'm sure Bigfoot does too. I mean, why wouldn't he? And he probably eats the nuts and the nutshells and all, you know. But from what I understand, bears will eat the whole pine cone because there's stuff in it that makes their anal plug for hibernation. Because that plugs off, and some of the studies I've read about,
Gross.
it's stuff from eating the pine cone that does it for them. So yeah, we're hoping that this type of food source in this area, these times of year, bring the Bigfoot into the area. We'll look around for Bigfoot type evidence, and hopefully in the area and the surrounding areas, we'll get to hear about Bigfoot sighting reports that may or may not happen. We had some Bigfoot sightings in this area last year. I hope you guys enjoy. Keep on watching.